Big picture here is women do earn less in America because they choose to. They would rather go to their daughter's piano recital than stay all night at work working on a proposal.
What?
So they end up earning less. They're less
Someone who
ambitious.
has watched with great interest from afar, let me say that when it comes to the issue we're here to talk about today, the importance of investing in women around the world, it's clear we need both words and work, both inspiration and determined action to succeed.
For the past many centuries, women's rights has been a very relevant topic. Women have always been mistreated and discriminated. Let's start with the women's suffrage movement. This movement was to help win the right for women to vote. It took activists and reformers nearly 100 years to gain the right. In ancient Greece and Republican Rome, as well as a few democracies that had arisen in Europe by the end of the 18th century, women were banned from voting. Women remained to be denied all voting rights, even when the vote was enlarged, as it was in the United Kingdom in 1832. Women's rights became the topic in the 19th century, and the campaign was especially fierce in the United Kingdom and the United States. But those countries were not the first to offer women the right to vote, at least not on a national level. By many powerful women from our past, we were able to acquire the right for women to vote. There were countless powerful activists, but some you may have heard of are Susan B. Anthony, as well as her partner Elizabeth Cady Stanton. They both worked together to campaign for women's rights. Throughout the 1800s, they did things like petitions and protests that made a huge impact in the movement. It's important to learn about women's rights in history, but we're still fighting to gain equality today.
And we have also to consider that if you want to live in a real equal society where each citizen is no more a woman or a man, a black or a white or a yellow or a tall, a short, a big, I don't know, but this horizon of equality, we have to go beyond this dichotomy, identification, and I think that Simone de Beauvoir permits us and invite us to live in this world, in this realistic utopia, and in
Based on societal norms, family responsibilities fall on women primarily, so they aren't as likely to stay late, come in early, work overtime, or do those things that many employers view as dedication. Women take maternity leave while men don't have to take off as long since they aren't recovering from a major physical event. As a society, we have double standards for what we expect from the different genders. For example, employers want men to be assertive, but if a woman is assertive, she is often labeled aggressive or worse.
Basically, women make about 78 to 83 cents per dollar that a male makes. And when you look at that, it's like, well, it's not that much for an hour, but as you add it up, it's almost $11,000 a year. And that's for a white woman. If it's a Black woman, the pay discrepancy is more. She only makes about 64 cents per hour. And if it's a Latina, she only makes 57 cents. So almost half of what a man makes.
Women are everywhere. We're letting them play golf and tennis now. It's out of control.
You know what?
Is there any other word that you can use to describe me?
Oh, I got a few words. Starts with a B, and it's not beautiful.
Women aren't just discriminated in places like the office, they are also discriminated in sports. The sports gender difference has always been an issue for many reasons. Women have always looked upon as not as talented sports-wise as men. For example, women are usually perceived as smaller or less muscular, so the sport is modified to what a woman can quote-unquote handle. For example, men throw a 16-pound shot put in track and field, whereas women only throw an 8.8-pound shot. Women's sports also get less income compared to men, simply because women's sports have less public interest. The Federally Employed Woman, also known as the Federal Women's Program, is a private, non-profit organization that was founded in 1968, shortly after the federal government released Executive Order 11375, which added sex discrimination to the list of unlawful inequality. The Federal Women's Program is motivated to help women in our society gain equality.
The federal government affects our life because it assures that women in the workforce are treated equally in terms of recruiting, selection, training, and progression.
The FWP wants to be an organization dedicated to promoting equality for young women. This organization will help young women just like us become successful in the workforce and help us stand up for what's right.